Hi, welcome to the night frame. I'm not sure how well this lighting will go at night, but we're gonna try it out. Technically it's dusk, there's still some outside light, but it's fading. So today we're filming two quick videos. These are my wrap-ups for my 5-star predictions that I did about halfway through the year. This first one is my 5-star predicts sequels, and this one we did alright with. I wouldn't say we necessarily had many 5 stars, but hey, at least we didn't hate anything, which is a bit of a spoiler for the next video. I realized it would help if I actually took books off the shelf. So these are the 5 books I read for this 5-star predicts series, I guess, the last one on this video. So we read Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer, which is the sequel to Renegades. 7 Surrenders by Ada Palmer, which is the sequel to Like the Lightning. The Stone Sky, which is the 3rd and final book in the Broken Earth trilogy. Golden Sun, which is the sequel to Red Rising. And Undying, which is the 2nd final book in the Unearthed duology. So let me just talk through these super briefly, because unfortunately I don't think any of these was really a 5-star. Stone Sky actually might have just hit a 5-star, but I don't think it was quite as good as the earlier books in the series. It's more like a 4.75 star. But let's start with Arch Enemies. So Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer is it's obviously the 2nd book in the Renegades series, which was originally meant to be a duology, and then it became a trilogy. This is a superhero book, superhero, supervillain kind of story. We follow Nova and Aiden, and Aiden's a superhero and Nova's a supervillain, but she's pretending to be a superhero. Really the biggest problem with this book is that it was probably drawn out far longer than it should be. I think she got halfway, it feels like she got halfway through writing the 2nd book, realized she had just too much to be a 1 book, and so she split it into 2 books and then bulked. And for me, I mean, this one was quite boring. There was a lot going on that I didn't care about, and the plot progression overall was kind of minimal. I kind of wish it had been pared back and just was one really big 2nd book rather than a 2nd and a 3rd book. I think if I was to give this a rating, which I don't believe I was doing at the time I read this, I'd probably give this a 4 stars. It was good, but it wasn't 5-star material. I like this series overall, but this one, yeah, was not a 5-star. Then next on my stack, I guess, Undying by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I read this most recently actually, and this one was disappointing. I do think the duology as a whole was pretty strong, but this one is it's like a sci-fi dual point of view with aliens and stuff, and I liked some of the plot twists that happened here, but overall I thought the ending was super convenient, and that was a big letdown for this for me. So I'd give this like a 3.5 stars. That ending was a letdown. Then we have 7 Surrenders by Ada Palmer. This is the 2nd book in a super high sci-fi series, like a very complicated sci-fi. Really, it's a political drama, but really heavy sci-fi. You need to kind of know all your players and know where things are going, and it's really complicated. But I personally really enjoyed this. I thought it was really fun and really valuable. It's a very good critique on human culture, and I really appreciate it. But this series is a slog, I guess. It's got a lot of, it kind of deepens you into the world a lot, so you gotta really like work to catch up and like work to keep on ball. There's a lot of information to retain and a lot of political maneuvering to understand. So I really enjoyed it, but I don't know if it was a 5-star. I think it's more like a 4.5 star. I do need to read book 3 really soon though, because the 4th book comes out soon, and this series has a lot to retain in your head. this video is super disappointing, but another disappointing read was Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. I really enjoyed Red Rising, but I found this suffered from some key problems, which apparently are kind of the status quo with Pierce Brown. So I'm a little bit concerned to continue on. I'm gonna read Morningstar and then I might stop there, we'll see. This series is a kind of like a sci-fi Hunger Games meets, I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff. It's, yeah, very weird. It's exploring caste systems, but it has a lot of problems dealing with like women. It's a little bit like manic pixie kind of, like the women are very underexplored and fleshed out. But my problem with Golden Sun as a whole was that I was bored till about 2/3 of the way through, and then suddenly it picked up and then the ending blew my mind. So I really enjoyed the ending, but the process to get there was really drawn out and I really struggled and I had to slog through most of it. But then got to the end and was like, oh my god, that was amazing, I need to read book 3. But book 3 was the end of the original trilogy, and then the next books have come out after that. So I'm really tempted to kind of maybe just finish with Morningstar and not keep going, because I'm not enjoying them enough and I'm reading them, I think, to make them worth it. It definitely wasn't a 5-star read. This was like a, I guess the first 2/3 of the book were like a 2-star and the end was like a 5-star. So it's like a 3.5 star. And finally, the one like 4.85 5-star book, we have The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin. This is the 3rd book in the Broken Earth trilogy. This series is so good. This is your complex sci-fi fantasy, political, dystopian you've been looking for. It's super diverse. The first book especially featured polyamorous relationships, which was something I was happy about. All the characters are characters of color. We have an oppressed magic system, and the magic system is very like hard rule, almost sci-fi, and I personally love it. It is so good. I think this one was pretty strong in that it really got to the stakes of the world, I guess. But I do think the ending was probably like, the actual ending was the least strong part of the whole series for me. Just because it all kind of tied together a little, maybe a little neatly. There was still a lot of like complexity and stakes at hand, but I think it just kind of, that bit was the flattest of the series for me. But overall, I really, really loved it, and I 100% would recommend the series. It's so good. It's so good. So overall, we didn't do too badly that round. Nothing was awful. I finished everything. But honestly, there's a problem here. 5-star predicting is bad. I'm not doing it again, folks. It like totally sucks your energy to actually read the books. And then they never live up to the 5 stars. Like, it just doesn't happen. Anyway. That was those ones. Glad to have wrapped it up. Glad to be done. I'm not doing it again. Have a check out for my 5-star fantasy predicts video, which is much worse than this one, coming soon to a YouTube near you. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below if you've read any of these and want to chat with me about them. Overall, these ones were just like not standouts. Does that make sense? They were all good, but they weren't like standouts, except maybe Stone Sky. Stone Sky was pretty good, but the rest were just not standouts. Yeah, chat with me down below about any of them, and otherwise I'll see you soon with another video. Bye!